Ariel Powers' beef with Cheryl Reeve. It is Ariel Powers, the new player for the Indiana Fever, who they just signed, and her beef with Cheryl Reeve. And if you guys are wondering why this is relevant, the Indiana Fever tonight are in fact playing the Minnesota Lynx.
Get ready for the WNBA drama of the year. Ariel Powers and Cheryl Reeve are about to clash. And it's not just about basketball. Powers, the Indiana Fever's newest star, is facing off against her old coach, and the tension between them is off the charts. Will Powers shut down her former coach with every shot? Or will Reeve prove she was right all along? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this showdown is personal and it's going to get wild. The Indiana Fever just made a move that shocked the WNBA world, signing Ariel Powers to a 7-day contract.
Indiana Fever have signed Ariel Powers to a 7-day hardship contract. A very spicy but very capable player. So let's go over everything there is to know about Ariel.
At first glance, it might seem like a simple depth addition, but trust me, there's much more going on here than just a roster move. Ariel Powers is no stranger to drama, especially when it comes to her history with Minnesota Lynx head coach Cheryl Reeve. If you're wondering why this is such a big deal, well, let's just say this isn't your typical basketball signing. This is a full-blown grudge match, ready to unfold right before our eyes. To truly understand the intensity of this feud, we need to rewind to 2022.
And that Cheryl Reeve and Ariel Powers, man, was going at it when she was on that team. Now, she was signed to that team, I think, in 2022. She was actually their top scorer, now that I think about it. She was their top scorer. And all of a sudden, I don't know, they was just clashing a little bit. And then I remember Ariel Powers just coming out and just saying, hey, I want to go to a different team. I want to be on another team. She just blatantly told the world, I don't want to be here anymore.
Ariel Powers was on fire for the Minnesota Lynx, easily one of their top scorers. But behind the scenes, things weren't as smooth as they seemed. Powers and Reeve, two strong-willed personalities, started clashing. Powers wanted more freedom on the court, but Reeve, known for running a tight ship, wasn't having it. What started as minor disagreements quickly escalated, with Powers' minutes on the court dwindling. By the end of the season, Powers found herself sidelined, playing only 10 to 12 minutes a game, despite her obvious talent. And that was the breaking point. Ariel didn't hold back. She openly demanded a trade, making it crystal clear she wanted out of Minnesota.
Reeve actually coming out and saying some slick stuff about her. So it was crazy what was going on between the two. And it boiled over so bad that Cheryl Reeve actually took her out of the game and started making her play like 10 minutes, 12 minutes a game. Now, she did get injured in 2022, and then she had to come back in 2023 off of that injury. So it was kind of like probably like a Aaliyah Edwards moment a little bit with Kiki Arifin, where she kind of lost her starting position. So it was kind of like that too. You're taking your top scorer, by the way, your top scorer, and making her play less minutes. I don't know what was going on.
The tension was palpable, and it became clear that this wasn't just a basketball issue anymore. It was personal. Fast forward to now, and things have only gotten more heated. Ariel Powers is back on the court, but this time she's wearing the Indiana Fever colors. And that's exactly why the drama is about to escalate. The Fever, struggling with injuries and roster gaps, brought Powers in on a 7-day hardship contract. But here's the twist. This isn't just about filling a spot. Powers is stepping back into the spotlight with a mission to prove she belongs, and more importantly, to show Cheryl Reeve that she was wrong to ever bench her in the first place. Now, every time Powers takes a shot, it's not just about adding points to the scoreboard. It's about revenge. This game. It's her chance to send a message loud and clear to Reeve, and you can bet she's ready to make every moment count. And Reeve, oh, she's not backing down either. She's gonna coach this game like it's the finals, trying everything to make sure Powers looks ordinary. The stakes, higher than ever. If you thought this feud was all talk, think again. One of the most telling moments of this rivalry actually happened off the court during a flight. Yes, you heard that right. Ariel Powers and Cheryl Reeve, both on the same plane, had to sit next to each other. And what did Reeve do? She straight up switched seats with her wife, just to avoid sitting next to Powers. It's a move that speaks volumes, not just about the tension between the two, but the sheer level of discomfort that had built up. This wasn't just professional differences. This was personal. Imagine that kind of petty, off-the-court drama. A coach so uncomfortable around her own player that she goes out of her way to avoid sitting next to her on a plane. That's the kind of animosity we're dealing with here. And it's a level of tension that no basketball game can truly capture. This feud runs so deep, it's seeping into every corner of their professional lives. So why did the Indiana Fever take the risk of signing a player with so much baggage? Well, they didn't have much choice. With half their roster sidelined due to injuries, the Fever were desperate for help. Players like Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, and Odyssey Sims were out, and the locker room was more like a rehab center than a championship-caliber squad. In the midst of all this chaos, the Fever needed someone who could step in and contribute right away. Enter Ariel Powers. But here's where it gets interesting. Powers isn't just any player. She's a proven scorer with something to prove. And with Indiana's current state, she's going to be given a major role on the court. Powers isn't just coming in for a few minutes off the bench. She's stepping into the spotlight, taking shots, and having the ball in her hands, all while facing off against the coach who once made her feel irrelevant. This isn't a redemption story yet. It's an opportunity for Powers to prove she's the missing piece Indiana needs, all while relighting the fire of a long-burning feud. This isn't just a player switching teams. This is a storyline years in the making. When Ariel Powers left the Minnesota Lynx, the tensions between her and Cheryl Reeve didn't just disappear, they simmered. Now, as Powers dons the Indiana Fever jersey,
what your teammates were going to do in terms of the t-shirt?
No, oh my goodness, I was taken back. It was fun, it was funny, I was very humbled, I was grateful for my group. I love the people I play with, and to know that they would go out their way to make something like that happen for me, it means a lot more than people know, because I have been here the longest. I have, everything that people talk about, I have been, and to know that my teammates kind of like see me as, I have value somewhere, and I feel like they make me feel like, I'm important to them and vice versa, and so that value means everything.
She's not only facing the coach who benched her, but also the woman who made her feel like her talent was dispensable. For Powers, this game is more than just a chance to shine. It's about proving that Reeve made a huge mistake by sidelining her. Every shot she takes, every play she makes, will be a reminder of her worth and a chance to show the world that she belongs on the court. For Reeve, this game is about control.
19th player in WNBA history to record a triple-double with less than at least 11 field goal attempts. We were just speaking last time out about role players and their strengths and how they're really a huge component to championship teams. Recently with Fee being out, there's been a lot of talk online and, as far as media and fans, as far as the MVP race. I was just kind of wondering from your perspective, game in and game out, what say you to those who try to discredit Fee's MVP race campaign because of having a talented roster and a franchise that cares about investment?
Yeah, it's pretty simple. We're not 23-4 through the first, whatever part of the season without Nafisa Collier. We don't have one of the greatest 50-game runs, stemming from last year to this year, and then, historic beginning to the season. And I'd say that, because our roster is constructed in such a way to win a championship, which is understanding you got to have more than an MVP on your team to be successful. But we're not in the place that we're in. We have I don't know what our game lead is in first place. MVPs come from the best team, and this best team has about a 6-game lead on the rest of the league.
About showing that she was right to part ways with Powers, and that her Lynx are still the superior team. You can bet Reeve will be coaching like it's the championship, with a target on Powers' back. The underlying tension between them will make this game far more than just another matchup. It's personal, and the stakes have never been higher. Now, let's talk about how this feud is spilling into the bigger picture. It's not just Powers versus us. Reeves, Indiana versus Minnesota. And the drama extends beyond the court. Cheryl Reeve has been taking shots at the Fever all season, particularly with her comments about the MVP race. When Indiana fans rallied behind Kelsey Mitchell, sporting MVP shirts to support their teammate, Reeve didn't hold back. Instead of acknowledging the gesture, she threw shade, claiming MVPs come from the best teams, and making it clear that, in her eyes, Nafisa Collier should be the real MVP. But this rivalry isn't just about one player. This is about pride, power, and respect. Indiana fans have had their own gripes with Reeve for months, especially after her controversial decision to leave Caitlin Clark off the Olympic roster. And now, with Powers joining the Fever, it's like adding fuel to an already blazing fire. Every time Indiana faces Minnesota, it's going to feel like more than just a game. It's a chance for the Fever to prove they belong, and for Reeve to assert her dominance. The stakes are rising, and the drama keeps building. The stage is set, and the tension is about to reach its boiling point. When Ariel Powers takes the court against her former coach, it won't just be about basketball. It will be a battle of wills. For Powers, this game is personal. She's not just trying to help her team. She's out to show Reeve that she was wrong to push her aside. Every jump shot, every three-pointer, every defensive play is a chance for Powers to deliver a message that's been brewing for years. This isn't just a game, it's her revenge tour, and the eyes of the entire WNBA are on her. But don't think for a second that Cheryl Reeve is going to make this easy. She's been coaching the Minnesota Lynx with one goal in mind: dominance. Reeve knows this game means more than just a win or loss. It's a chance to silence her critics and show that her decision to bench Powers was justified. You can bet she'll be directing her players to lock down on Powers, frustrate her, and keep her from shining. Reeve won't let Powers get the last laugh, especially not on her home turf. It's going to be a showdown like no other. The personal stakes, the underlying animosity, and the fierce desire to prove who's right will make every second of this matchup electric. And with the Fever's roster struggling, Powers will likely be in the spotlight more than ever, with no choice but to rise to the occasion, or risk letting her former coach have the last word. This isn't just another WNBA matchup. It's a high-stakes, full-throttle grudge match that goes far beyond the game itself. For Ariel Powers, every minute on the court against her former coach is a chance to prove something bigger than just her skill. It's personal. Every three she hits, every drive she finishes, will feel like a "how do you like me now" moment aimed directly at Reeve, who doubted her talent and belittled her role on the Lynx. Powers has been waiting for this moment, and she's about to make every second count. But for Cheryl Reeve, this isn't just about stopping one player. It's about showing the world she's still in control. She's been coaching a powerhouse in the Lynx, with players like Nafisa Collier and Jessica Shepard carrying the team to the top, and she can't afford to let Powers have the upper hand. If Powers has a standout performance, it will not only confirm that Reeves' decision to bench her was wrong, but it will also add fuel to the fire of Indiana fans, who are already rallying behind their newest recruit. Reeve is going to do everything she can to shut Powers down, because if she doesn't, it will look like she lost the battle, and that's something Reeve isn't willing to accept. In the end, this beef isn't just about pride, it's about legacy. Powers has a chance to rewrite her story, while Reeve has the chance to defend hers. With so much on the line, the drama surrounding this rivalry will ripple through the WNBA long after the final whistle blows. If you thought this feud was confined to the court, think again. Ariel Powers is no stranger to social media, and you can bet she'll be using every platform at her disposal to fuel the flames of this rivalry. Whether it's a snarky tweet, a viral TikTok, or an Instagram post showing off her latest game highlight, Powers knows how to turn the drama into content, and the fans are eating it up. Every time she posts, it's a chance to rally her supporters and throw a little more shade at Reeve. But don't think for a second that Cheryl Reeve is immune to the online buzz. The moment Powers steps on the court, the cameras will be glued to her, capturing every look from Reeve, every play, every shot, and every reaction. Reeve may be focused on coaching, but the world is watching. Indiana fans, already at odds with Reeve over past controversies, will be all over social media, roasting her every chance they get. And if Powers has a big game, well, you can bet that Twitter and Instagram will explode with memes, GIFs, and comments, making sure this feud stays alive in the public eye. Social media is the ultimate battleground for this rivalry. It's where fans can weigh in, players can engage, and the drama takes on a life of its own. And for Powers, it's not just about basketball anymore. It's about controlling the narrative and becoming the face of a larger movement. Every post, every reaction will push this feud further into the spotlight. For Reeve, that's one more thing to worry about, because when you're at the center of this much drama, there's no hiding from the public eye. As the stage is set for this epic showdown, the stakes couldn't be higher. Ariel Powers is stepping onto the court with one mission in mind: to prove she was never the problem, and that Cheryl Reeve's decision to sideline her was a massive mistake. Every move she makes, every shot she takes, will carry the weight of years of frustration and the desire for revenge. And let's not forget, this isn't just a game for her, it's a chance to write her own narrative, one where she finally gets the recognition she deserves. For Reeve, this game is about control. She's been in charge of the Lynx for years, but Powers' return is a reminder of the fire that she couldn't tame. Reeve needs to show she made the right call, And if Powers has a big night, it will haunt her legacy. The tension between them is palpable, and it's clear this rivalry goes beyond the court. It's personal. So, as the Fever and Lynx face off, remember, this isn't just basketball. It's a battle of pride, power, and revenge. Who will come out on top? Will Ariel Powers shut down Cheryl Reeve once and for all? Or will Reeve prove she was right to move on from her former star? One thing's for sure, the WNBA has never seen drama like this, and you don't want to miss what happens next. Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, and subscribe for more WNBA drama breakdowns. The popcorn's ready, and this saga is far from over.